So you need an online push. Gully TV Media, East Coast, West Coast, down south, uptown, downtown, Switzerland, the hottest in the business. Underground MCs. Need a push? Gully TV. Published authors. You need a push? Gully TV. Your daily online source of hip-hop, sports, and fashion. The email is below. GullyTVBoss@gmail. Hit me up. I'll be there.
You ready, Nick? Let's get him.
If you tune in to me, you watching Gully TV. I have a very, very special guest. I knew that I had plans of coming to the South to visit some of my family members. And naturally, whenever I'm in a different city, I try to plug up this Gully TV Media shit. And when I did my research on the city, your name kept coming up. Your name kept coming up repeatedly, and I wasn't familiar with who you was.
Okay.
I did my homework. I checked out your interview with Chris Gotti.
Yes, sir.
You know what I'm saying? So it brought me up to speed. It was a great resource guide.
Yeah.
You know what I'm saying? So we're here. Go ahead and introduce yourself, G.
Hey, D, No Limit Larry, host of No Limit Larry in the Morning Madhouse, host of Let Me Talk podcast. Yo, man, No Limit Larry, Charlotte's on.
I appreciate having you on the platform. One of the things that stood out to me during my research was a little moniker that's been attached to your name. They call you the Charlemagne of Charlotte. That's a lot.
That's a lot right there.
Tell me how you was able to establish that type of identity out here.
You know what? To be honest, man, I don't even know. Charlemagne is a great guy. I met him a few times, talked to him on the phone. I went through a situation. I called Charlemagne like, bro, you know, how should I handle this situation? And you know, one thing Charlemagne told me, man, you know, be real with the people. That's all you can do, you know. And I don't know. I think we both just keep it authentic. You know what we say in our neighborhood, we say keep it 100. And my thing is, man, I keep it 1,000 because 100 ain't enough. So that's just it, man. We just keep it all the way 100.
Okay. How long you been in media?
Oh man, too long. This is year 27. This will be year 27. Yeah.
All right. I noticed that you was a communications major like myself.
Sir.
What made you decide to pursue that line of work? Me, myself, I was undeclared. I played basketball. I was chilling in the dorm one night, and a guy down the hall, he came walking down the hall with a camera and a tripod.
Yeah.
And he like, yo, man, I need to film y'all, and y'all should come down to the radio station tonight. And I'm like, damn, man, what's your major and shit?
What you doing?
Yeah, this shit sounds fun. He was like, I'm a communications major.
Yeah.
And that night we went to the studio, and I was in this type of element where we at now. And I was just stuck after that. But what made you actually declare being a communication
I've
major?
always loved entertainment. Like growing up, I was in plays. I started out in stage plays when I was in the 7th grade. So I was actually on a big tour. Like Tyler Perry would be out there with his play. Now we wasn't in Tyler Perry's play, but we would be in the same cities as he was. And I just fell in love with entertainment at an early age. And when I got to college, I didn't even realize radio was a real job. I knew about TV.
Me neither.
Right. So I didn't know that radio was a real job. I know about TV because we saw the TV, the sportscasters and stuff like that. And I used to want to be that. I wanted to be a sportscaster because like all the neighborhood games I know in New York, y'all got the Rucker. We just had, you know, neighborhood parks. We played that. But I was always the guy that even when I played, I'm commentating the game. Like, you know, when you suck, you do this. Oh, he went left. And I just always wanted to be a sports broadcaster. But when I got to college, I was like, man, I don't know what I want to take up. And I got into, I was like, well, my mom's boyfriend at the time, he was in business. He always wore suits and stuff like that. So I was like, I want to get into business. That seemed like, you know, so I went into business administration.
Right.
Man, I was probably like 2 months into that major. I hated it. It sucked. I was bored. Every day.
Yeah.
And I was like, I got to do something. So I met with my counselor in college, and she was like, well, let's see what you was good at in high school. They got my transcript from high school. Like, everything that I did in high school was communications.
Right.
Journalism, yearbook staff, all that. So she was like, you need to be in communications. I was like, what the hell is that?
Yeah.
She was like, you know, radio and TV. I was like, okay, bet.
Bingo.
Man, I walked into the communications department. No lie, I walked in like on a Monday, 10 o'clock class. I never left. I've been there. I've been in communications ever since.
No doubt.
Yeah, that was in 1996.
96 to the radio down here in 1998.
I'm born and raised in Charlotte. Like I'm from here. I'm really from here. Like everything.
Right.
From pre-K on up. Like I was born and raised right here in Charlotte. And like a lot of other radio personalities I talked to, they were like, man, that's a unicorn. Nobody does that.
Yeah.
Like been in a city that long, born and raised there, and been on the radio as long as I've been. So, I just take it as a blessing.
So you came to Power 98 as an intern?
As an intern. I started as an intern. I started interning in late 96, early 97. And I just kept creating stuff for me to do. Every time they try to say, well, your internship over. Nah, let me do this. They be like, okay. And I just kept creating different avenues.
Right.
Until finally, the PD at the time was like, man, you know what? I'm gonna give you a shot, man, because you've been working your ass off. So
tenacity.
Yeah, he gave me a job, and I ain't never looked back.
So you basically got about 30 years in.
Close to it.
30
Knocking
years.
on 30, baby.
During the course of those 30 years, can you recall any highlight moments?
Of course.
Someone you interviewed, a standout interview. Give me some insight.
Standout interviews off top, man. Master P.
Oh,
my name is No Limit Larry, so of course that was like a lot of people don't know like the business side of Master P.
Yeah.
His mind, his market, like he's a marketing genius. When I say marketing genius, like people don't know he really took No Limit Records from the ground up, built that thing up from the ground up, and made it into a multi-million-dollar empire, all off of marketing. So Master P, Will Smith, I actually got to hang out with Will Smith for a day.
Dope.
When he did the 7 Pounds movie, he came to Charlotte and he had a 7 Pounds tour bus. So I got to hang out with him on the tour bus, got to do the interview with him and, introduce him to Charlotte. That was pretty dope. And Barack Obama. You know what I mean?
Crazy,
yeah. Interviewed Barack, man, when he was right before he won the presidency. He was, he was a senator. He was on his campaign, and I got to interview him and Michelle.
Yeah.
So, those are the moments that stick out.
When you about to structure an interview of that magnitude, what type of preparation did you go through?
You want to know the truth?
Absolutely.
Man, nothing. I'm going in there raw and rough, and I want to know. I ask my friends, like, what would y'all want to know from a person like that? Because that, to me, that's going to make the interview real. It ain't going to be scripted. It ain't going to be like, I wrote this out. I'm going in there with what I really want to know and what the people want to know.
Yeah.
That's how I'm going in the interview. I ain't going home and writing nothing out. Nah, bro, I'm coming straight off the heart. And I'm going to ask you, I remember asking Barack, and he said nobody never asked me this question. I said, Barack, you probably could be the first, African-American president of the United States.
Yeah.
That's cool, but what's on your playlist? Like, what you gonna play that night?
Yeah.
And he was like, man, I'm bumping 50, I'm bumping Jeezy, I'm bumping NWA. He was like, nobody never asked me that question. Yeah. And that's because I think, like you said, when people get ready to go into interviews, you trying to write down and you trying to, what I'm asking? No, I'm just going in, we're gonna kick it like we homies, like I've been knowing.
Yeah.
Yeah.
I've applied that method at times, just a general conversation.
Yeah, that's
caught
it.
On film.
Yep.
Yeah. Dope. During the course of you being on the radio 30 years, did you accept interns?
Oh yeah. We had a whole lot of interns. Like, one of them still works the other day. She's actually my co-host, Miss Jessica, the girl next door. I actually even had some of my homeboys from the hood. They went to school and they interned. Yeah. They didn't particularly pan out in the radio field. Yeah. I mean, a couple of them had jobs in radio, but they just left because they didn't want to. This type of field, you gotta love it. And if you ain't in love with it, you're not gonna be prosperous. So they wasn't in love with it, but they got an opportunity, and they got an opportunity to interview and see things. So yeah, man, I probably had over during the years probably about 20, 25 interns.
Is it a requirement that they had to be a communications major?
No, you don't have to be a communication major for our interns because our internships don't pay. You have to get college credit because it's against North Carolina law to make somebody work for free.
Okay.
Yeah. So they got to get some type of credit. They got to get college credit or course credit for something.
Got it. One of the questions that I wanted to really ask you personally was, explain to me, what is hip hop in Charlotte, North Carolina?
Hip hop in Charlotte, North Carolina is still defining itself to me. It's still on the rise. And people say, well, y'all got DaBaby, y'all got this. But, Baby did us a big favor as far as the rap side. You know what I mean? He knocked the dough down, kicked the dough down, got nominated for Grammy 6 times. And he really put a spotlight on the city. And I think he set a standard in the industry when it comes to, what we expect. a lot of times when I went places and they brought up, I'd be like, I'm from Charlotte. They'd be like, oh, you from where that little nigga be knocking people out? Like, we don't play no games down here, you know, because a lot of people think the South soft, they think Charlotte soft, and we country. Yeah. But, you know, I think he set a standard. He was like, nah, y'all keep playing with us. This what you go get. So I think we're still defining ourselves as far as having a specific sound. Yeah. Like in Chicago, New York, you got drill music. In Texas, you got, you know, you got the screw music. Yeah. I think we're still trying to define ourselves when it comes to that aspect. But I think we got a whole lot of talent. Yeah. And I think we're still trying to figure, like, number one, what's going to be our official sound, and number two, how we come together and work together and make this thing work.
Who were some of the predecessors during the course of your 30 years?
Oh, man.
Like, give me some names of some of the guys that was putting in work that might not have went national, but was respected.
Yeah, for sure. God rest his soul, a guy named Big Jills. Big Jills was actually from up top. He came down here, man. We used to do freestyles on the radio. He used to come and kill it. There's a guy named Kojak the Black Mac. But he could come in his room and freestyle about everything in his room. Bigaboo Black, another cat from the city, could come in and freestyle about everything in his room. Betty Grind actually had a couple deals. He turned them down because he wanted to stay independent. He already had his money. Yeah. A lot of people come from this city. They already got their own money. So they don't really want to take no bogus ass deal. So Betty Grind, my man S-Dub, aka number 3. You saw him on BET One Shot. He went on there and won. He actually was signed to Russell Simmons, the Russell Simmons music group. He, to me, still is the most complete artist. When you talk about full package, can do everything. Right. He still is the most complete artist to come out of the city to me, ever. Like every lyrics, look, fashion, could perform with a band, with a track, whatever. He's still the most complete artist to me. Big Bronze was a guy by the name of Big Bronze. He was with a group called Liquor House Records. There was another squad called Dollar Squad, and Avion, and it was Avion and what was Avion's part of the name? But they had a big record, and Go Getter Records, my man. It's just to name a few. Go Getter Records was a group from the West Side. They all came together. We had a big competition out here, and they won the competition. And they was actually the first group that was on the radio that got a single in regular rotation. Right. Oh, and I can't forget Dirty 130. My man Craig Martin, who actually works with Arnold Taylor out here with South Coast Music Group. Okay. He was in Dirty 130. He went to college with me. And let me make sure it's somebody else I'm leaving out. I know it's somebody else I'm leaving out, but that's just a few of them. There's just a few of them.
Did the radio station down here get behind Petey Pablo when he came out with his anthem?
Oh yeah, absolutely.
What was
that was
the
like
first.
That was the first plaque I ever got. Was Petey Pablo plaque.
Oh yeah.
First radio plaque I ever got was Petey Pablo.
How does a disc jockey or a radio personality receive a plaque?
Well, it's for us here, it was about the support. We had a great music director at the time, Nate Quick, who actually was my mentor, and Nate was real big about going to whatever city and getting new records and bringing them back, whether it was Atlanta, whether it was Miami, whether it was New York, whether it was a small city, big city. If Nate thought it was a hit, Nate was gonna play it. Nate always took a chance on records. Right. And that's what taught me, like, bro, it's okay to take a chance on record. You might not always hit, but if it do hit, that person is gonna remember, boy, that boy took my record up there, he played my record. And with the Petey record, actually, I think it was my man Tone Capone. I think he was working. No, it was my man Rodney Terry. He was working for Jive at the time, who Petey was signed to. And Petey, he brought the record in. Immediately, it was a hit. Like, North Carolina, come on and raise. Nate threw it on, and the city went crazy behind it. Right. And then the whole because we didn't have a North Carolina anthem. Right. So when Petey came with that North Carolina, they actually made Petey, because when the original hook is all North Carolina. Yeah. The label when it made him go back and change it and put all cities. He North Carolina, then he said South Carolina, then he put all the other cities. He got an all city remix. Right. But the original version was all North Carolina because that's what Petey was about. He wanted to put North Carolina on the map.
No doubt. I gathered from watching your interview with Chris Gotti that you happen to be independent artist friendly. What I mean by that is you're approachable.
Yes.
Without the payola, you seem like
I don't even want your money.
I was listening to what you were saying. You seem like you was pretty sincere about it, man.
I don't want your
other
money.
Guys, they might have some ulterior motives.
Yeah, nah.
Tell me what you looking look for in an artist when they step to you?
How serious are you about your craft? Are you really promoting your record? You know, this is a social media driven world right now. So if you talking about music, I'm the hottest out. I'm gonna ask you like, bro, let me see Instagram, let me see your TikTok now. What your followers like? And most of the time, by the time a record come to me now, like I've already heard about it or I already seen you perform somewhere or something like that. Because I'm out all the time. I'm not like a person that's in the house. I'm outside.
Right.
Like, and that's another reason I'm artist friendly and approachable, because you gonna see me. I'm not sitting in the house, bro. I'm playing basketball. I'm at Walmart. I'm out here.
Yeah.
I come to the showcases. But what I look for is somebody who's really sincere about their craft and they got it. Like you might not have it all, but you got something.
Right.
You know, definitely got to have some talent. You definitely got to have somewhat of a hit. It ain't got to be all the way a hit, but if you believe in it enough, then I can listen to it.
Yeah.
Yep.
Is there anybody on the rise right now?
It's so many, man. We like I said, we still trying to define it. We got so many, man. We got Chocolate Drop right now, because females is running the rap game, and it's no different in this city. We got Mary Mack, we got Chocolate Drop. Chocolate Drop got a crazy song on the radio right now. Mary Mack got a crazy song on the radio right now. I love Hot Boy Shaq. I love Lil Jon 4K. I think Lil Jon 4K is a phenomenal artist. I really think she could really be that next big one out of Charlotte and bring some more people with her. But them the ones, like, they've been grinding for a minute that I know for sure that they've really been putting the grind in for a minute, and if they keep going in the right direction, they finally can get there. But them the ones I'm checking for right now.
Okay. What did DaBaby's success nationally do for the city of Charlotte?
It gave everybody hope. Like, I could do it. I could do it if I put the work in. You know, you always gonna have haters. No matter what you do, you always gonna have haters. But he really gave everybody, you know, out here. But hey, bro did it. Y'all can say what y'all want to, but he did it. I could do it if I put the work in.
Yeah.
And you know, he even reached back in the city and grabbed some people.
That was my next question.
Yeah, he really reached back in the city.
Does he still have a presence out here?
Yeah, like he does a lot of big giveaways. He's actually getting ready to bring a big concert here. His DaBaby and Friends birthday bash, which I think is huge for the city of Charlotte, because you look at other artists like Boosie, 50 Cent, Moneybagg, Yo Gotti, they do big birthday bashes in their city. So if you the big fish in the city, then you should be doing one too. So this is his first year. He's gonna be doing his DaBaby and Friends birthday bash, which is coming up with, and the lineup is insane.
Yeah,
like you got 50 Cent, Moneybagg Yo, Sexy Red, Rob 49, Lil Boosie, Tootsie. Like the lineup, it ain't no suck ass lineup. It's a good lineup. So I think that's big for the city. And he also does a festival now. He started last year. He does it in like May, June. Does a big festival, kind of like J. Cole does Dreamville. Okay. He just started that. So I think that's big. Not only that though, he also does a big giveaway for the holidays, for Thanksgiving and Christmas. So I think he's still tapped into the city.
When artists of that magnitude, you just named a whole bunch of big dogs, when they come through the city, what's the chief venue that they will perform at?
Spectrum. We go on the Spectrum with a lineup like that. Spectrum, Bojangles. Then they're gonna come to the club. They're gonna go to Stats. They're gonna go to Infinity Live. A lot of them post up in Stats. We just get there eating them lamb chops. You know what I mean? So.
Yeah, no doubt. I wanted to know. This is a question that I really thought gave some thought. I put some thought into. What did the departure of the CIAA tournament do?
Oh man, it broke my heart, man. You know how much money we were making CIAA weekend?
Yeah.
Oh man, CIAA for the city of Charlotte, for me personally, was not only was it a money making weekend, but you got every major artist in the game you can think about coming to your city. So if I'm an artist, if I'm any type of entertainer, I got a chance to meet them. You know what I mean? I got a chance to, hey, bro, what's up? Let me tap in with you. Let me give you my music. Right. We really had a shot for years.
Right.
That, and then it just, for us, the CIAA, we don't get the Super Bowl in the city of Charlotte. Yeah. The CIAA was our Super Bowl. It was our Super Bowl. It was and it's a week. It's instead of a weekend, it's a week. And bro, for me, it hurt. It hurt when the level, because like I said, money making weekend, but it was just fun. And I went to HBCU. I went to John C. Smith.
Yeah.
So, and we're in the CIAA. So for me, it's all of that. I get to go to the basketball game and kick it with my partners that I ain't seen in a while.
Right.
And hope my team win. Then I get to go to the day party and I get to go to the night party and I might run into Kevin Gates and T.I. It just, they took all that from the city.
Yeah.
They took it to Baltimore.
What triggered the relocation to Baltimore?
Money.
Essentially,
money.
Once it moved, it died because nobody wanted to go to Baltimore.
Nah,
Baltimore is dangerous and a bunch of other shit.
I mean,
but it was money.
CIAA, but we don't. Yeah, it was money. It was basically that's what it was. I mean, you know, most things like that come down to that money in politics, and it's basically like the city of Charlotte. When I say the city of Charlotte, I'm not talking about the people. I'm talking about, you know, the city council, the mayors, and things like that. When it came time to put the money on the table to keep it here, they put an offer on the table, and the CIAA was like, we feel like this offer should be more, and Baltimore put an offer on the table that was twice as much as what Charlotte offered. And, you know, CIAA is in a position like, well, we've been here. Our headquarters is here. Y'all can't offer us more. And the city of Charlotte was like, that's our final offer. CIAA walked.
That's a damn shame.
Damn, that's what happened.
That's a damn shame.
That's what happened.
Damn.
They walked away.
One of the questions I also wanted to ask you, because you say you play a little ball.
All the time.
I see that you was playing in some of these local rec leagues.
All the time.
Tell me about y'all local hip hoop scene out here.
Oh man, listen. Our high schools, whether it's high school, summer league, rec league, it don't matter. It goes down. Like, we got some of the best ballers come out the city of Charlotte. I know New York. I know y'all do y'all thing in New York City. But down here, I mean, we got the GOAT come out of North Carolina. MJ come from down here.
Right.
So we are a basketball country down here. But now, man, basketball is very competitive, whether it's rec league, summer league, high school, little league, it don't matter. Like, we are a basketball country. Basketball and football, but mostly basketball.
Who your team?
My team name is MCG. I'm the GM / coach / player.
Right.
I'm more GM coach now though.
Right.
And like, we win a lot out here.
Okay.
We got a couple. We got a nice little suitcase of championships out here.
In 1989, the NBA decided to add some expansion teams to the league, and y'all got the Charlotte Hornets.
Mm-hmm.
What was that like out here during the? Let's start from Rex Chapman.
Oh wow!
Yeah, I love Rex.
Yeah, now Rex was that guy. He was that guy. So I was legit when Rex was out here, but y'all remember though.
No doubt. What made me ask you that is because I watched a documentary on YouTube the other night, and they speak about how much the Charlotte Hornets uniforms,
the colors and the uniforms,
the color scheme affected the designs of Major League and NBA uniforms. After the Charlotte Hornets' original uniform with the pinstripe, the Chicago Bulls came out with pinstripes.
Right, they copied us.
Indiana Pacers came out with pinstripes.
Right.
After that initial season, four teams in the NFL and professional baseball, like the Florida Marlins, the Jacksonville Jaguars, they all decided to use that same color, teal.
Yeah.
You dig what I'm saying? But what was it like to watch those guys come from an expansion team to actually be in the shit?
Yeah, I mean, you look, you talk about the Charlotte Hornets for about between 15 to 18 seasons. We led the NBA in attendance. So that's how big that was. That's how big of an impact the Charlotte Hornets had on this city, because first major league team was the Charlotte Hornets.
Yeah.
So, you know, you talking about you growing up as a Jet. We had to go to other cities if we wanted to see the NBA, we wanted to see the NFL. Nah, not no more. We could go right on the west, because the original Coliseum was on the west side. It was off of Tyvola. So you'd have to catch the bus out there from where I live.
Yeah.
But we really, we really went out there to watch these games. We were sitting in level 200, but we was out there.
Right.
That, and then you talk about Hugo, which is the mascot of the Hornets. He was active in the schools.
Yeah.
All the Hornets came to the schools. Talking about J.I. Reed, Rex Chapman, Kendall Gill, Muggsy Bogues. It was big for the city of Charlotte. It still is.
Yeah.
And what you're talking about, the documentary and the uniforms, the Charlotte Hornet uniform is still one of the top selling uniforms in the league.
Yeah.
Because of the color scheme.
Yeah.
And even when the Charlotte Hornets moved to New Orleans, it became New Orleans Pelicans. That's why the city wanted the name back.
Yeah.
After we became the Bobcats, that was the reason they wanted the Charlotte Hornet name back, because they wanted that money. Yeah. Because they knew that Hornet,
that merchandise
was a lot of money, but it was big. And you talk about one of the biggest stars ever in the history of sports. You can't forget about Grandmama. Larry Johnson.
That was gonna be my next question.
Larry Johnson was
when
that
y'all
guy
got
here.
that draft pick.
Oh man,
what was it like out here?
Man, it was insane. Like Larry had the city on his back, literally on his back. And when he came with the grandmama, man, kids was doing that. It was big, and it really gave us something to look forward to as kids.
Yeah.
And we all wanted to go to Hornet games. Like we wanted the gear. We wanted to holler at LJ. Then LJ opened a barbershop down here.
Oh yeah.
He actually had a park built down here, which is still here. He don't have a naming rights to the park because he never finished paying it off.
Yeah.
But he put the original money up to start the park.
So his presence is down here.
Yeah, everybody love LJ down here.
I love him too.
You
I
know,
loved him all through college. Yeah.
Yeah, the biggest debate down here is like who is the biggest sports star in the city between LJ and Cam Newton. For me, it's LJ.
I gotta go with LJ.
Yeah, for me, it's LJ. And I'm like I said, I'm born and raised here. So it was definitely LJ.
Right.
I mean, probably for the younger generation, they'll probably say Cam. But nah, LJ was that dude.
When I was in this store called Sports Obsession last summer, and I was buying a couple basketball jerseys, and I looked up and I seen the Charlotte Hornets #2, but it was
Melo.
Yeah. And I was offended. Like,
yeah, I think that's disrespectful.
I think
it's disrespectful.
Yeah, I had to tell my man that I was with. One of my little young homies was with me, and
I think it's disrespectful.
I can't believe they gave his number to somebody.
Yeah, it's no disrespect to Melo because Melo is a hell of a baller.
Yeah, he get busy.
Yeah, but it's certain. I think 3 numbers should be retired in the Hornet. Actually, 4.
Yeah,
you should retire number 30. That's Dale Curry. You should retire number 2, which is LJ. Number 1, which is Muggsy, and number 33, which is Morning. You should retire all those.
Yeah, that's crazy.
And of course, number 13, which is Bobby Fields. That's the only Hornet jersey that's retired. Like nobody can wear number 13 ever again. But I think those guys are along that same line. But I was in a conversation with somebody that worked for the Hornets. I can't say their name, but it was like, well, we can't. I was like, to them it don't make sense to retire nobody's jersey because we don't have any championships.
Yeah,
in the city. But that's what I was told.
Yeah,
I understand that part, but like, no, their impact though.
Yeah.
Not only on the city of Charlotte, but on the league. Like those guys, like Morton went on to win the championship. Dale Curry set records for 3. Now his son is out there doing the big. Muggsy Bogues, the shortest player to play in the league.
Yeah. Come
on, man. You got to retire them. It should never be nobody wear those jerseys again.
When Lonzo hit that shot in the playoffs, was that a home game?
That was a home game. I wasn't there, but I was watching it on TV.
Where was you at? And tell me what it was like when he hit that shot.
I think I believe I was at home watching. I know I was watching it on TV. I think they was playing Boston. He hit the shot, and I just remember jumping up, like being a young guy. And if it weren't for Michael Jordan, Charlotte would have an NBA title because we had a team good enough to win the title. But Michael Jordan, he knocked a lot of people out.
I don't know why they broke that nucleus up. They was young. They was putting up
egos.
A great period in basketball.
Yeah, egos, man. You know, they break up a lot of things. Egos.
Right. In 2025, tell me what you're doing out here in the community. I'm told that you're very, very active out here in the community. Go ahead and interject some of your activities currently.
Definitely got to, keep it going in the community. I work with an organization. I'm the vice president of an organization called Block Love Charlotte. What we do is we feed the homeless here in Charlotte. We actually started out as a street team, feeding people on the streets, but now we have a day services center thanks to the Mecklenburg County who helped us get a day services center. So now we feed at our day services center, and we also offer wraparound services, life skills, resume writing, job hunting. We do it all at our day services center, 2738 North Graham Street, shameless plug. And you can log on to our website, blockloveclt.org. You find out all the information. We also have a mom circle. My mom passed in 2022, and just going through that grief, I was like, dang, man, I know I can't be the only person feeling like I'm feeling. So I posted that I was going to start a mom circle, and now we have a functioning mom circle. We meet every other Monday, and we're about 35 strong, like every Monday, just talking about, missing our moms. And I also work with the Thomas Davis Defending Dreams Foundation. We take middle schoolers, 6th, 7th, and 8th graders, and we teach them life skills. The stuff that they don't teach in school, and we teach them how to become better leaders in the community. So that's some of the stuff I'm still going to be working on this year in 2025.
Great. Let me let's talk about your podcast.
Yes, sir.
Let me talk. You still doing that?
Yes, sir. Let me talk the podcast.
Everybody got a podcast these days.
Yep.
Tell me what makes yours unique.
I think I want to talk to that person that nobody talking to. Like, that's been my whole thing. Let me find the person that Nobody ain't been talking to because they got something to say. And my first podcast was two guys that I knew from the neighborhood that they had did a significant amount of time in prison. One did 15, and I think the other one did like 11 years in prison. So, you know, just wanted to tap in with these guys and see, bro, what can you say to somebody out here to make them? Because, you know, a lot of youth think prison is where it's at, and it's fun and games.
Yeah.
So, you know, I just want to talk to them guys. You know, guys like that don't get interviewed often. I actually had an interview with some strippers. No, we don't want it. Like, everybody thinks strippers is hoes. Let's put it out there. You think when you go to that strip club, you think, oh, she a hoe. Nah, let's talk about it. Let's sit down and talk about like what made you go into that profession, because it's a profession.
Yeah.
So, you know, I try to find that person that ain't nobody talking to, and I'm gonna let them talk. That's my niche.
How often do you record?
I was recording a lot, and then like I said, my mom passed, and I kind of got in the funk, so I'm getting back to it. We'll be back to it. We should be releasing the episode coming up in March. And then we'll release probably like every other week.
Oh yeah, that's great.
Yeah,
that's great.
Yeah.
In totality, going forward, what can we expect from No Limit Larry?
Staying on the ground, staying at it. Like, you know, everybody be asking, "Well, you been at this thing 27, 30 years? What you doing?" They're going to knock me out my position, bro. Like, if somebody wanted, you got to come knock me out. And like for me, man, I always try to embrace the next generation. Like, if somebody's coming up and they want to learn, like, I'm not opposed to teaching anybody anything. Like, I'm open. Like, come on, we can learn together, we can work together. That's who I am. But I'm still at it, bro. Like, I don't plan on you going to knock me out my position, and you're not gonna trick me off the street. So
right,
and you're going to work for it. But I'm looking for that next one, man, because I want to pour into somebody else, pour into the next generation.
No doubt.
Yeah.
For independent artists that would like to hook up with you, catch up with you, borrow your listening ear, tell them how they can get in contact.
Hey, man, hit me on the gram. Any social media. I am No Limit Larry. Whatever social media it is, you can tap that in and you can get me. I am No Limit Larry. Of course, that's the same as my email address. I am nolimitlarry@gmail.com. Hit me up. Let's link up.
Larry, you've been an incredible guest, very insightful. Go ahead and give me a drop for Gully TV, and we're going to get up out of here. Thanks a lot.
Hey, what the business is? This your man, No Limit Larry, Charlotte's own, host of No Limit Larry in the Morning Madhouse. Hey, y'all tapped in. Gully TV, straight Gully.
My man.
Money Excel Chair on the bike. You tuned in, Gully TV, the realest for the streets. This is what it's about. Talk to them.